Well, it's time for the big reveal. This has been in here all night. But before I open the lid, I'm going to put this on because I can still smell it even now, and it does take your damn breath away. So I'm going to have to put this on, and you're going to have to listen to a muffled voice. Oh well. It has destroyed the filter. But it's improved it. But the filter now that was in the bottom is gone, which is rather a pisser. Alright, well I now need to decant this back into that bottle. So let me rinse this off a second. Well, it did make it reasonably clean, you've got to see that. So I guess my piece of advice would be take that filter off before you put it in there. Alright, I've got to decant this now, so I'm going to shut the camera off, do this in the sink because I don't want to spill this shit. Whew, man. Fortunately this mask is actually stopping it. Right, on to the seats again. Right, it is now time for seat reassembly, metal parts only, 1964 Jaguar Mark II, 101. The way I like to do it, purely because that's the way I like to do it. I've shown you how these washers go and get in place. So now the next thing to do is stop this from doing that. While I like it to do that if I had the reclining mechanisms, I don't. So I need to set it up for static, simple as that. So first thing we've got to do is decide which Rodney goes where. So does this one go here? Looks a bit fucking long. So let's try this one. Still looks a bit long. Well, that's because the seat is not in its correct position. Now, let's see, that looks a lot more like it. So, grabbing, in fact, before I grab, let me just show you. These are the tools you're going to need. You're going to need a tap. You're going to need 2 screwdrivers, a Phillips and a flat blade. You're going to need the original nuts and bolts and screws and washers and butts and what and screws. You're going to need these 2 seat, what do you call them, shields that have the material on. You're going to need a 9/16 or 2 9/16 wrenches and 2 7/16 wrenches. You're going to need the shield that goes under here, and you're going to need the screws. Now these are the nice new ones, these are the original rusty ones. I was originally going to go for stainless steel, but then I saw these nice black ones and I thought, yeah, let's do black. You know what they say, once you do black you cannot think of anything else. Yeah, I'm stupid, what the hell. Alright, so let us see now how I can get this on here. You're just going to have to put up with elbows and shit and If I could get this round the right way, it would probably help. Actually, no, sod it. Let's do this one first. I wasn't going to, but I will now. All right. So this one, big bolt. Now, one thing to note is that when you're putting on a nut and a bolt, and there is a star washer, spring washer, whatever you want to call it, it goes on the nut side, not on the bolt side. It's unusual that the bolt would unscrew, but it is possible that the nut would unscrew. Not that I've ever known it, but there you go. Shit happens. Now this is a little tricky, and I'm sorry you're just going to have to stare at the top of my head. And I know it's beautiful, but I wouldn't want to have to stare at it. Oh, now this is the tricky bit. Ouch, that hurts. Don't do what I just did. So you get the nut and the bolt on, and I'll go over it before I finish just so you can see what I've done. Now there are two positions, there are two holes in this rod knee, Stuart, you know, and it adjusts the angle. So you've got this angle, the more laid back look, or this angle, the more upright look. I'm going to go for the more laid back look. So now I want my laid back bolt. And if I could find it, it would be helpful. And here is my laid back bolt. All right. And we will go to the second position. And if I decide I don't like it, I can change that later. Push that through. Slip of the spring washer, the star washer, the windscreen washer, the viper washer. Whatever washer you want, huh? Alright, it's a washer. What do you want, huh? Oh, I suddenly went Jewish. Oh, it's fun. It's called humour, guys. Get over it. Right, next is to put in t'other bar. Again, same kind of shit. So I want to make sure. Now I did think of trying to put it up that way, but it won't go. So you have to put it up that way. Where the heck did the bolt go? Hang on, Houston, we have a problem. I've lost a bolt. How can I have lost a bolt? It was there. Excuse me, gonna pause camera whilst I find my bolt. Okay, sorry about that. I've got the bolt now. So, let's see, what have we got here? We're going this way round. We're gonna put the bolt in from this side. Why? Well, because I can see on this piece of metal there's a mark where the star washer was. And we would just slip that on there. Now we grab our other little button nut. Now I don't see any scars as to which way, so I'm going to keep it going in the same direction if I can. Haha, and it won't go in that way. Well, that solves that problem, doesn't it? It has to go in this way. And of course, as if I'd cleaned it up to get rid of the powder coat, which I didn't. That's okay, it's screwing through. Nothing like a good old screw through. And then we'll get the washer on there. And das Nut. What's German for nut? Nuss? I think it's Nuss. One thing when I lived in Germany, I was surprised to find out that the name for a couple of things, they were very direct. One was for a ballpoint pen. It was a Kugelschreiber. Kugel being ball. Kugelschreiber. The other one that I was really amused at was an exhaust system was known as an Auspuff. I thought that was rather appropriate. All right, so now we have these on. It's time to tighten me nuts. So we'll start with the diddy ones first. I always like my little ones done first. And we'll just get on there and hold that in position. Tighten it up. Okay, and in a second, just gotta turn this so I can gain access to my excess. Okay, again, German, good and tight. Now, grabbing our trusty 9/16. There was a subscriber of mine said, "Yeah, Gary, you got the reclining seats." Yeah, true, I do. I tell you what, once you put these bars on, they don't recline anymore. I think this was a typical William Lyons feature. Rather than pay to have two different types of seat frame made, he had one type made, and if the customer ordered reclining, these bars were removed and the mechanism was put on. If the customer didn't request it, then these pieces of metal were put on. Simple as that. Good idea, good economics. Okay, so let's get... Make sure the camera's in the right position. In position. There you go. So, whoa, nearly losing me screws. I know I've always been a loose screw, but there you go. Now, this shield has to go. Well, shield, it's part of the for the upholstery to hook to. Now, it comes up under here, and then over those there. So now what we need to do is grab our trusty little thrusty screws and stick them in the hole. And this is where your Phillips comes in. And I'm not going to do them up tight just yet. I want to get all the screws in and just get them lined up first. It's always best to do that. If you don't want to, that's up to you. I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just telling you what I believe is best. Okay, so they're just in there loose. Now we've got to get these ones in the back here. I know you can't see it, kids, but I will show you once I've got it screwed in. The same as I will give you a review over the seat. And I tell you what, using these black screws, I think was a bonus. Not a bone in your ass, just a bonus, because they kind of blend in. Hey, who's gonna see them? Okay, nobody's gonna see them. I know it. You know it. And I'm beginning to wonder actually if I've got the right size Phillips here. What am I using? I'm using a number 3. I might have to change that. We'll see. Give me a second. It's working okay on these. I don't want to go crazy. Crazy for you. Whoops, caught the airline. Airline? Hairline. fairy lane. Well, that's going okay. Just nip them up. Nippy nip, nip, nip. Oh, this is the tough. Yeah, why is it the tough one's always the one that's furthest away from me? Got a kind of an angle of a dangle. Let's see if I can do it before I have to change my screwdriver. I got it. I got it. You can't beat me. Well, you can, but only if you're kind of nice. Alright, it's not my thing. Just being silly. Right, so shield is on. Nuts and bolts are in. I'll give you a tour afterwards. I haven't finished yet. You just got to wait for it. Right, next. Big ass chunky shield. Again, this shield is for the seat interior. Now, this one's kind of bent up, so give it a bit of a pinch. Hopefully when they do it, the upholsterers, they will make sure. So let's just get these started, and I think it's 3 on each one. Don't believe, although there's more holes, only 3 of them are actually used for this particular shield. Now the rest could be used for something else that I've forgotten about, and that's the joy of being an old cunt. You can forget shit and not worry about it. I can't wait for Alzheimer's. I keep telling my wife, just put on Tomb Raider, because by the time I get to the end I've forgotten the beginning and I can watch it all over again. Just put it on a loop. For her, Moody Blues concert. She's a Moody Blues fan. Fan. I guess you could put a Beatles thing on, but I'd rather have a movie. I mean, I am a great Beatles fan, but I'd much rather have a movie. Especially when Angelina Jolie walks off to the shower and drops her robe. Oh, man! Ooh. I would say it made my eyes water, but it did other things that we won't get into. Right, one more shield to go. Keep moving that, you little bugger. Stop it. And these screws here, I'm just going to put them in my collection. I'll probably use them on something else. And obviously, you need to make sure you get the correct one for the correct seat. It ain't difficult to figure out. I ain't going to tell you how. I'm going to let you have that challenge. Why? Oh, because I'm a bitch. Okay, where's the hole? Put some hair around it, I'll soon find it. So if it's an arsehole, I'd soon find it, but there are men arseholes and I don't want to find them. I've lost my screw hole. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah, just give me a couple of minutes, I'll give you a tour of the seat. Once I have finished. I have not finished yet. You can stamp your feet and scream until you're sick, I don't care. Excellent. Now, as always, I bought way more than I needed, but they could be handy. So let me just get these out of the way because I want to do the next bit. Next bit is where the rails screw on. You will note that there are 1, 2, 3 screws and 1 nut and bolt. Make sure these threads are clear. Oh, hang on a second. Well, let me do this one and then I'll tell you what size it is so that you know. Ouch! Just decided to smack myself on the head. It was always fun, you know, a bit of pain. Didn't cause blood, so I'm going to have to make myself bleed before I go back indoors. It is a 1/4, I know that. What's the pitch? Turn it around the right way. 1/4 28. Okay, 1/4 28. Just clean out the thread because, as you know, it's been powder coated. And you do not want your powder in there. Hey, that's not right. Captain. Oh, what was his name? Was it Alexander Scott? No, Doonahan. Ah, I can't remember his full name. He was a good guy. I like the early Star Trek characters. Maybe I'm weird, who knows? Okay, alright, I'm weird anyway. So you ask yourself, why am I cleaning out these threads right now? Well, it's quite simple, because what I want to do now is put the screws in, get everything together, ready for when I've finished the rails. Now the rails, of course, I'm nowhere near finished on those. I've got to dismantle them, and I will show you dismantling them and how those little fuckers hang together. So we need a flat blade screwdriver here so that you can get flat blade and screwed. And I'm really just putting them in so I know where they are and I don't lose them. Because you may have noticed I seem to have a habit of losing shit. But forgive me, please. I started this car in 1988. So sometimes shit gets lost. And believe me, it's much easier to clean the threads out now than trying to do it later, or when this particular thing gets to the upholsterer and he says, I had to clean 3 of your threads, that's $500, you motherfucker. Alright, and the last one here, which is a knut and a bolt. And I'm just going to put it on there. I may not have the washers necessarily in the correct order, but I just put it on there because I want to, as I said, keep it all together. There's very few things in my life that I can keep together. Nuts and bolts seem to be one of them. All right, let me try and give you an overview here now. So, excuse me while I pick you up. All right, now, shields. Let's start with the shields. Oh, damn, I guess you, hang on. I'm sorry. With the light out there, that's going to fuck with you and you ain't going to see shit. I learned that from an earlier video. So let's turn around and try again. Okay, these shields held on with 3 screws. See, it's kind of bent in there. I think it's meant to be that way. So you make sure you get the right one. These will be covered in, I think it's moquette. Same over here, 3 screws. The other holes they're utilized for, come on, engage your brain. So there's a rubber bladder on the back and I think that's what they're used for. Do I care? Not too much, because I ain't going to be doing it. Here again, 2 screws and 2 screws here, holding on that shield. Here, I believe I've got this the correct way up. I don't think there's a way of getting it wrong. Just a bolt there. I've used this hole, not this hole. This hole will pull it more and make the seat more upright. As I said, I think if you get the reclining seats, that bar will not be there and there will be other stuff in the way. looking at what I did previously, I may actually have these pins in the wrong way round. In other words, they should have come in from this side, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to leave it exactly as it is on this side. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm just grabbing this and pushing you around, but you're just going to have to put up with it. Same over here. I'm on the second hole and on the main one there. And that is the seat back together. And, excuse me, as you can see now, it ain't going anywhere. It don't recline, it can't recline. It's not possible. Now, maybe, and this is purely a guess on my part, I could buy the reclining pieces, which would probably be a lever and, I don't know, maybe a spring. And this is how the seat looks. Finally assembled with the old springs. I've repaired all of these. I got it all nicely powder coated. So I think it looks rather nice. I hope you will agree. And if you don't, there ain't much I can do about it, is there? And I don't see any more broken springs until I sit my fat ass on it and smoke the tires. Yeah, baby, yeah. Spring or something, I don't know. And take these bars off. Am I that bothered? Not really. I could live with these seats being the way they are. I don't see the need to recline it. I've had a few customers come in, young people, and I get in the car and it's like laying down. It's pathetic. You can't control the car properly when you're laying down. You need to be sitting in an upright position, or pretty darn close to upright. Now your passenger, fine, you can lay her down. Right, so there it is. The seats are now back together as far as I can go. I will be, as I've mentioned, taking them to California to get them reupholstered. Not just yet, that's going to be in a few months. But the next video I will do for you guys will be the rails. But I'm going to push this one out now. Hope you enjoy it. I didn't do much fucking swearing, did I? You know, the usual shit. Like, comment, subscribe. But the more important shit is get out in that garage and do some shit. Come on, guys. I'm merely a custodian of this car, doing it the best I can. Who knows how long I'm going to live? Who knows how long any of us are going to live? This COVID shit around has taken a lot of us out, and probably some car guys too, and girls. So, get out of the garage, do some shit, enjoy yourself, have fun. It's great. It's a great hobby, and the wife knows where you are, or the girlfriend, or the boyfriend, whichever is your preference. I think I just said it, didn't I? Get out of that garage, do some shit. Buggers.